Chapter 8. Living with Sue for more than 2 months is probably the happiest time of my life. At first, Sue took me out every day. From Ginza to the temple, from Tokyo to Hokkaido, we watched fashion, understand their tradition, experienced nature, and tasted all kinds of sushi dishes in French, German, Spanish and Portuguese meals. Sue bought a lot of clothes, and dressed me up like a princess every day. One of his favorite words was, "Yes, Princess Ruth." Sue always wears a long windbreaker. Later, I always thought that I have never seen a man look as beautiful as Sue in a windbreaker. When the wind was strong, Sue took off his windbreaker and wrapped me up. I put my arms around his neck tightly and buried my face in his neck. The mature and warm atmosphere made me feel extremely safe. Later, I was tired of going out every day and refused to go out again. Sue smiled and said, "Yes, Princess Ruth." The next day, Sue came into my room with a thick stack of hardcover albums. When I saw that they were all plant atlases, one of them was full of all kinds of roses, but the text printed on it was neither Chinese nor Japanese, and different from the English taught by Ms. Julie before. "Ruth, do you want to learn French?" "I don't want to." "So Ruth, do you want to know how many roses there are in the world?" "Yes." This album is all about the roses in the rose garden of Queen Josephine, which includes almost all rose varieties. Who is Queen Josephine? It's Napoleon's wife. Napoleon was the Emperor of France. Josephine married Napoleon in 1796, and in 1804 she became the Queen of France. Later, she left Napoleon, bought a castle and built a rose garden. Why did Josephine leave Napoleon? Because she doesn't love him anymore. Then why did they get married? At that time, they still love each other, but later they didn't love each other anymore. I looked up at Sue. "So, is my mother married because of love? Why do she fall in love for such a short time and no longer fall in love?" Sue looked warm and held my little shoulders in both hands. "Love is like a rose. It is so beautiful and short. Even if it is well watered and taken good care of, it will soon fade. It's not anyone's fault. It's just our fate." I looked at Sue carefully, and the smile at the corners of his mouth was so sad. I nodded slowly. "Well, I'll learn French." In the following days, Sue would stay at home with me every day, and read the albums together, among which the Rose Spectrum was the one that I read the most. Sue will read the French name of each rose in a low voice, and then introduce the flowering period, characteristics and uses. His French pronunciation is soft and mellow. I will repeat after him, and Sue will gently correct the wrong place. Time passed like this. Every morning when I woke up, Sue would take me for a walk in the yard, and sometimes I would see a rose in the corner of the yard. Sue would ask me, "Ruth, what kind of rose is this?" I looked and looked around the rose, scratching my head to call out the cultivar noun I just learned yesterday. Rosa glauca Poret? Rosa centifolia L. Andrewsii? Rosa gallica L. Versicolor. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. Every time it was right, Sue would kneel on one leg and raised my hand and bent down to kiss. He said solemnly, "Princess Ruth is so smart." The back of my hand is itchy by Sue's beard, and I will raise my face and laugh. In this way, gradually memorizing the name of each rose, Sue would ask people to bring many roses from all over Europe and plant them in the courtyard, then let me guess the name while looking at the lace. Until one afternoon, Sue and I lay on the carpet in front of the floor-to-ceiling window of the living room to read the map. Sue pointed to a pink rose and asked, "Ruth, you know what this is?" "I don't know." "This rose is called Queen Josephine." I frowned. "Why is it called Queen Josephine?" Sue wanted to answer when the doorbell suddenly rang. I stood behind Sue and saw him open the door. Mom appeared at the door. "I'll pick up my daughter. Thank you for this time, Yongshan. Ruth is very smart and cute, and it's a happy thing to be with her. How are you, Mingmei?" "I'm fine. My little princess, come here quickly." Mom will take you back to the castle in the fairy tale. I looked at Sue and wanted to cry, but I still couldn't help it. I have known since I was a child that crying is useless, and tears are useless except to make people laugh at. Besides, Mom will be unhappy. Before getting on the car, Sue squatted down and kissed me with a smile. Goodbye, Your Majesty Princess Ruth. I looked at Sue and asked him, I don't know what Queen Josephine is. What should I do? Sue replied seriously, next time, I promise, I will tell Ruth what Queen Josephine is. The car gradually drove away, and Sue's shadow gradually disappeared. I firmly believed that he would soon come to tell me what Queen Josephine was. However, after this separation, when Sue and I met again, there was a whole 12-year interval. End of chapter 8.